So here, variables. Okay, we have three types of variables. So first one, instance variable. Second one, static variable. Third one, local variable. Okay, so let us go for these three in detail. So instance. Yesterday's class I said what is the other name of instance? Instance is nothing but object. Okay. So the object state which change from one object to one object. That type of data we need to represent using the instance. Very simple definition. So if I go for a student, better understand of this instance variable is going for a student example. This one is S1 and he is S2 and he is S3. These three students are there. So every student has their own state. Okay. So here the data or the state which is changing from object to object. Okay. Object to object, there must be a change. Okay. Such a type of data we need to represent with the instance variables. Okay. So example, I will go for rule number of student. Is this rule number same to every student? No. His rule number is 1, his rule number is 2, his rule number is 3. So can you see the change between these three objects or not? Yes. So I can take rule number as a instance variable. Next, name of the student. Every student in my class is same name? No. Which change from one object to another object. So such type of data. He is Raju and Ramesh. Okay. So he is Rani. So she is female. So Rani. These data also changing from object to object. So name is also instance data. Rule number is also instance data. If I go for employee ID also changes. So these type of data I am going to represent using the instance variable. Is this clear? Next one, static variable. So when you go for this, each separate copy is allocated for each object. Static data. When a variable need to be behave like a static variable. If the data cannot be changed from one object to another object. Okay. So one object to another object, there is no changes. In such cases, we have to create only one copy of variable, that is static variable. Example, college name. These all students belonging to XYZ college. So when I take this college name, so do I need to maintain separate copy for everyone? No, all these peoples having the same college name. In such cases, the type of data belonging to the static type of data, at that time, we cannot create the separate copy. Okay. So even you are while maintaining the Excel sheet, these three student details I am maintaining. So you write, these all are belonging to same college. In such case, will you take another column separately for maintaining student college name? One rule number, two rule number, three rule number. For each case, are you writing JNTU, JNTU, JNTU like this? You never write. Okay. So instead of maintaining this column, just you will write JNT. So only one copy is created. This can be shared to every object of that class. Okay. Such a type of data is called as a static data. Okay, which is common for every object that is going to be represented by static variable. Now we will go through these two. Next, I will tell you what are local variables. Now, how can I create instance variable? I will tell you. So here, first, to create instance means to create object, I definitely need to create one class. So which class I am creating? The student class I am creating. So class followed by student. Student is the class name. Okay. Next one. Once a student object is created, can I assign data to the student or not? Yes. So how can I give the data? So I am using one special method, that is def followed by method name I am writing. So when a student object is created, I need to give the data. So the giving the data, I am calling it as a set data. Okay. Set data is one method. So which type of method? I am going to make it as an instance method. How can I say this method as a instance method? By seeing the self keyword. Okay. Yes. This is the way I have created. Next, what can I do? I want to give the details. Which type of details I am giving? Instance data. What is instance data? These values will be varies from user to user or object to object. So here, what is the data I am taking? Rule number of a student. So rule number is the data which is going to change from user to user. So that this is going to be represented as an instance variable. How can I make it as instance variable? By writing self prefix to this one. Self dot rule number. Then which can be considered as instance variable. So is this instance variable can be varies, so that I am going to take this data dynamically. How can I take? Input is the method. Okay, this input is asking end user to give the name. Enter rule number. Yes. So generally you take rule number as integer type, so that I am going to convert this one to int type. Next one, name. Is it fixed for every object? No, which can be changed. So that name is the another field I am taking. This field is also instance method. Why I am calling it as instance method? Because I have defined self prefix of this one. Followed by name. Name belonging to string type. So input. What happens? I am asking enter name. So this one I have taken. Along with that, another thing I am going to take, which is also instance data, that is contact number. Is this contact number fixed for every student? No. So contact number is also instance data. So that I am going to write it as self and which is belonging to integer type. And I want to take this data from end user. And I am asking enter contact number. So I have closed this one. So set data. Why I am using this set data method? To assign data to the instance members. Okay. So this is the way you have to assign the data to an object. Next one. In future, I want to see the details of one object. So to see the details, what I am doing? Again, I am defining one more method. This method is get data or get details. Get details is a method. This method is to convey the details of object. So this is also belonging to which type? Instance method type. So I have written it as a self. Next one. What does this get details method do? It will print the details. So I am going to print the details. The details are rule number of the student. So how I am printing rule number? Rule number self dot rule number. Right? Next one, print. I am printing the name of the student. So self dot name. Self is nothing but for which object you will call this method, that details will be appear. Next one, print contact number. This contact number also belonging to self.name. Okay, so this is the way I am going to create the class. Now we'll see how it becomes. So in the last class, I have written this program, class, student, and def set data is the method which is belonging to instance method, and self dot rule number equal to int of input, enter rule number. Next self dot name equal to int, so input, enter name. Next self dot contact number, so int input, enter contact number. Right. So this is the way set details I have taken. Next I will go for get details. So which method I am using? Def get details is the method which is self, and I am going to print these all details. Rule number, where this rule number is present, self.rno. Next print name, self.name. Next print contact number. This contact number is self.contact. Now I have created this class. Simply I am going to print what I am printing, just a task has completed. So when I run this one, can I see any output? I won't get any output. So just simply I get the result as task as completed. So I have created blueprint, means I have created class of one particular object, and I am going to assign the details to that object, and I am going to get the details of that object. So first one, here I want to create object. In the last class, we learned how to create the object. So here, first, 3 students I am creating. Okay. So here, student 1, student 2, student 3. These all students belonging to which class? This student class. Okay. So I am giving to give this object name as S1, S2, and S3. So how did I created object in the last class? S1 is the object is equal to, you need to write this class name. So student. Next S2 equal to student. Next S3 equal to student. So how many objects are created? As of now, 3 objects are created. But did you assign any data to these members? No. So as of now, these all objects are created, but their data is null. Nothing is initialized or assigned to these objects. Now I need to know whether this data is available to this S1 object or not. So to see the instance of this data, we have Python has given one syntax. By using that syntax, I can know which details are assigned to these objects. So that syntax is object name dot 2 underscores followed by DICT followed by 2 underscores. What does it show? This will show us what is the instance data of object. Instance data of object. How it written? Dictionary wise it will return. Okay. So here, now can you see any data of this object? Nothing. So how can I write object? Whose object? S1 object I will check. S1 dot 2 underscore DICT 2 underscore. Then it will return empty dictionary. So let us check whether it is empty or not. So here, follow to this one, print S1 object dictionary I want to see. So what it printed? Is it printed empty or not? Why it printed? Because I did not assign any data. Can you tell me what about S2? Print S2 dot underscore underscore DICT, which is also empty. Print S3 dot underscore underscore DICT, which is also empty. Now, how many empty dictionaries I can see? 3 empty dictionaries. So from this, I want to assign data to S1 object. So how can I assign? Which method we are using to assign this instance data? So set details. So here DETAILS. Set details is a method. Using this method, I am going to assign the data to S1 object. So how can I assign? So after printing, so here print before assigning data. Which data? Instance data. So I have printed the dictionary. This dictionary is this one. Next, I am going to initialize to only S1 object. So how can I assign? S1 is the object name. So which method assigning the data? Set details is a method. So set details method I am calling. Okay. After calling, I am going to print the dictionary of S1. Again, the same thing will be printed. So I am going to print the same thing after assigning S1's details. So here print after assigning instance data of S1. Okay. Now I am going to run this program. What happens? It will print empty dictionaries, followed by it will call set details method. Then what happens? It will goes to this function and it will take the 3 details. Which one will be filled? This one will be filled. Now you have to run this program. When I run this one, what happens? Student object has no attribute set details. Details, DETAILS. So now I am going to run this one. So is it asking me rule number? Whose rule number it is asking? S1's rule number. Why I am calling S1? Because I have called this method using S1. So this fellow executed this set details method. So I am giving rule number as 1. When I hit enter, immediately what happens? Rule number is variable which is going to be initialized to 1 for this S1 object. Next one, what it is asking? Name of the student. So what is the name? I am going to take Raju is the name of the student. Yes, I have entered. Then what happens? Again, another attribute is created, that is name. And what is the name I have given? Raju I have given. Next, it is asking me the contact number. I will give contact number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 is the contact number of Raju. So when I hit enter, yes. So here contact number is created and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this it is associated. So here, can you see this S1 dictionary? Is it modified or? Yes. But what about S2 and S3? No, because did you call this set details method? No. So S1 instance data is added. S2's instance details does not add it. Now what can I do? How can I add this one? By calling S2 dot set details. Next, S3 dot set details. Okay, I am not writing it here. Just I am going to run this program one more time. Right, rule number. So what is the rule number of student? 1. Next name, Raju. Next contact number, this number I have given. Next, again it is asking me rule number. Whose details I am giving? This S2's details. 2, this is Rani, and contact number is this one. Yes. Now again it is asking me rule number. Whose details it is asking? S3's details. So this is 3. Name is, for example, Rajesh, and contact number is some number. And when I hit enter, so is these 3 dictionaries were created or not? These 3 dictionaries. So how can you see the instance data of object? By using object name followed by this dictionary. So this is the way we have to create the instance data. So how do we create instance data? By writing the self keyword. Okay. So by writing the self keyword. So when you call with S1, so the self will become S1. When you call with S2, the self will become S2. When you call with S3, the self will become S3. So how did I printed this instance data? Using this dictionary. But to print this detail, specific details, then which method we will use? Get details method. Okay. So as a developer, you can see what is the data assigned to this one, but you never use this thing to print the details. Which one I need to take? So set details is a method. Using set details, I will print the data. So here I am removing the set details, get details. Now I want to see S2 dot get details. So may I know whose details will be appear at here? Only S2's details. But whose details you are taking? S1 and S2 and S3's details. So when I run this one, again it is asking me the details. So 1, Raju and contact number. 2, Rani, again contact number. 3, Mahesh, again contact number. So up to what part it has completed? So these 3 methods I have to work. Now whose details you are expecting? 2's details. Who is 2? Who is 2 at here? Rani. So when I hit enter, whose details will be appear? Rani's details. After assigning instance data of S1, rule number 2, name is Rani, contact number is printed, and task has completed. So did you understand how to create instance data? Yes. So how do we create instance data? By using the self keyword. Now we have to go for another one. What is that? Static data. What is mean by static data? If any data does not varies from object to object, that is going to be represented by static data. So here, college name of this every student is same or different? Same. When it is same, will you maintain separate copy or extra memory to this one? So here I am wasting some memory to write college name. Here also I am wasting some memory to write college name. Here also I am wasting some memory to write the college name. Why should I create separate memory for every object when this all objects is having the common property? So instead of creating separate copy, what can I do? I will create only one copy and I will share this copy to every object. Okay. So what is the common copy of data you are creating? This is called as a static data. Then how can I create a static data? So I will tell you how to write this one. So what is static data? Static data is one copy created and shared to one object or all object and shared to every object of that class. Every object of the class. So how can I write, where can I write the static data? So the static data you have to write inside the method, inside the class and outside the method. Outside the method. So what is this, sir? We'll show you. So how did I write class? Class followed by class name. We have written followed by colon and we define some method. We have defined one method. Which method it is? Self method. And we have written logic. So where can I write the static data? Inside the class and outside the method. So this is the place you need to write the static data. Is this clear? Now, at that location, I want to create one common copy of data for every object. So how do you write? Very simple. You will write a variable name and directly assign the value. That respective value you can assign. So now I will go for this example. So where is the place? So at this place, what I am doing? I am creating a variable. Which variable? Static variable. So what is that name? College name. Is this college name same or different? Same. When it is same, I am going to write the college name as JND. So in this case, what happens? One copy college name is created. Here, one copy college name is created as JNDU, and this copy is to share to every object of this class. Okay. Now let us go for this one. I won't create these three, just I will create two and we need to test whether it is working or not. So two instances are created and I am going to create, I am going to assign the details for S1 and S2. Next, I am going to print S1 and S2's details. S1 and S2 details. So get the details. Next, what can I do? I have to show whether this copy is created. You can access this data for these two or not. Let us see. So here, when it is instance data, I have written self keyword prefix of this one. So how can I access this one? Directly, you can write this class name at this place, or you can write self keyword, or you can write class name. Okay. So to access this one, first I'm going to share this one. So can I assign this data dynamically? No, because I fixed this one. I want to print this detail. So how many ways we can print that I am going to show. Print college name. How can I write college name? By writing the self keyword. College name I have written. This is one thing. Next print You can write the class name. Using class name also you can print. So college name. What is the class name of this entire class? Student. So student dot college name you can write. This both can accept. Okay, now I am going to show this example. So here you can see this college name twice. Rule number 1, Raju I am giving, contact number, some number I have given. Second, student details, Rani, contact number I have given. When I hit enter, so can you see JNTU twice it has printed for student 1? Yes. JNTU printed twice for this student 2? Yes. So this college name, how did I print it? By using self keyword. How did I print this college name? Using the class name. So how many ways you can access this one? 2 ways. One is using self keyword, one is using student. Here you have to raise question. Sir, is this only static data can be accessed by using class name? Okay. Can I also access this rule number also using class name? No. Because this is going to be changed from user to user. So let us know whether it is printing or not. So print, I am taking rule number, and with what thing I need to print this one? Using class name. Student rule number. Is it execute? It won't execute. It will return error. Okay, but we need to know whether it is returning error or not. So when I run this one, rule number 1, Raju, contact number is 12345. Next rule number 2, Rani. So some number I have given. And when I hit enter, can you see one error? What is that? Type object student has no attribute rule number. So is this student has rule number? No. You may ask, sir, rule number is available, but which type of rule number it is? This is instance type of data. But with this college name is static type. How many copies it will create? Only one copy it create. How can you access this one? Using self, using class name. But can you access instance data using class name? No. So is this clear? Right. So just I have written this one to know whether it is executing or not. So now you understood what is instance data and what is static data. And what is the third one? Local variable. What is local variable? And one more thing I will show you. Okay. Local variable. This is the third type of variable. This local variable we define inside the method. Inside the method. Okay. And we won't write any prefix of this one. We won't write any prefix before this variable name. Okay. Let us know how do you write. So class name followed by def followed by method, and this is self. Self is nothing but instance method, and I am going to create one variable x equal to 10. So you can access this variable only inside this method. You cannot access this outside of this method. Okay, is this clear? So let us show one simple example. So inside this, manually I am writing one variable x equal to 10. Okay, so which variable it is? Local variable. Why I am calling it as local variable? Because I am not writing any prefix like self, and I have defined inside the method. I did not define inside the class. If you define inside the class, which behaves like a static content. But when you define inside the method, which behaves like a local variable. So I am going to write comment at here. This is static variable. And what about this rule number? This is instance data. Why I am calling it as instance data? Because it is going to be changed from object to object. Now, I said this can be accessed only within the set details method. And when you try to access this one from another method, which will give error. Okay, this will give error. You can access this X variable only within this one. You may ask, where do we use this one? So normally you are taking student details along with the marks of 5 subjects you have taken to store total value. Then you need to take one temporary variable inside this. You can make sum of that all subjects using this kind of variables. Okay, that is only for processing certain operations inside a method, but they are not belonging to class level data and they are not belonging to object level data. Now what I am doing, I am going to access this X value out of this one. So what you are expecting? Error you should expect. So here, how many details I am taking? 2 student details, but I will go for only 1 student details. I am giving 1 student details and I am printing 1 student details. Right. How many objects created? 1 object. How you are assigning data? Set details method. How you are getting the details? Using get details. So when I run this one, it is asking me rule number 1 and name Raju I have given, contact number, some name. When I hit enter, what happens? Is this get details method return error like X is not defined or not? Where did you get? In which line you get? 10th line. So is this 10th line return error or not? Yes. Already I have written it as a error. So did you get in get details method? You got error at the 10th line. Now, if I remove this one, this will be work. So rule number 1, name is some name, contact number is some name. When I hit enter, I can see the details. So is this clear? What it will learn? So local variable, static variable, and instance variable. Instance variable, which can be changed from object to object. Static variable, which one copy is created, shared to every object. And local variable, this is the variable created inside the method to perform some basic operations. But this variable never belonging to this object level, not belonging to class level. Okay, so this is clear. Now we will go for methods. So what are the methods we learned in last class? Methods. So methods are first one, instance method. Second one, class method. Third one, static method. Okay, these are the 3 type of methods. We have abstract method also, but we learned that concept at the time of abstraction concept. But as of now, you need to consider these are the 3 different type of methods are available. So what is the static method? Generally, the static method we are using to access the static data. Instance variable. This instance variable we are using to work with the instance data. Instance data means which can be varies from object to object. Okay. Next, class method. This instance method also access the class level data. Class level data is nothing but static data. So in previous example, which one you have taken as a class level data? College name. Which one you have taken as a instance data? Student details like roll number, name, that things. Okay, so instance method can access this both. But when you go for class method, this class method only to modify or access the class level data. So it can access class level data. Class level data means static data, like college name of student. So now we go for these two and we will understand this one later. So don't consider static method and static variable. So both are static is there. So these two are same. Though that static method is different, static variable is different. Don't map these static and these static. Class method, class level data. The class level data is called as a static data. Okay, now we'll go for these two things. Here, I will go for the same previous example. So I won't write this college name twice. And I'm not writing any local variable. So here instance variable is there. And we have printed instance data using instance method. And we have assigned the data to the instance variable and we get the details of instance variable using get details, and these two belonging to the instance method. How can we say instance method? By seeing this self. Now what is my job? I want to introduce the class method. So how can I write a class method? So the syntax of this class method is we have to write a class def. I'm not writing class and that all thing. Directly I'm writing the method def followed by method name followed by CLS you need to write. CLS you need to write followed by you need to go for the methods statements. Next one. What does this method do? This method allow to access only class level data. This method allow to access only class level data. Which one is the class level data? Common copy. Which one created common copy? Static data. So in the previous example, which one I have taken as a static data? College name. Okay. So to this method can use for either for modify the class level data or can access the class level data, but it cannot access the instance data. What is instance data? Which can be varies from object to object. So here, while defining this class level data class method, you need to write one syntax. See, actually we call this one as a annotation. That annotation you need to write it here as @class method. Okay. If you write this annotation, then only this behaves like a class method. If you do not write this one, which cannot behaves like a class method. Okay, I will show this one with the proof. So here, now, what I am doing along with the set details and get details, just I am going to write one method. Def. So simply display I am writing. So college name display. This is the method I am writing, and CLS I have written. Okay, what I said? This class level data or class level method is to change the class level data. That's it. Okay. So here college name I am writing This college name previously I have written like a JNTU. Now I want to change it to the new name, that is JNTU Hyderabad. How I want to change? I want to change the college name from JNTU to JNTU Hyderabad. Is that clear? Now, what I said, is it behaves like a what is that? Class method? No, because I did not write annotation. So how can I write annotation? At the rate class method I need to write. Now let us go for this example. Now I won't go for this everything. Just I will go. I have created student object. Next, how can I give the details? So S1 dot set details is the method. This is going to collect the three details. So one is rule number, name, contact number. Next one, I want to access this method. After accessing, how it will be modified, we will see. So here, S1 details I am giving. Next one, S1 details I am printing using the get details. Is this clear? So tell me, what is the college name will be appear when I execute this one? This JNTU will be appear because I have not modified any data between these two. When college name will be changed? When you call this college name display. When you call this method or college name dot display instead of display, college name modify. So how you want to modify? JNTU Hyderabad. So how can I call this one? Using class name you can call. So here, student is the class name and college name modify I am writing. After that, S1 dot get details I am printing. Okay. So let us know how it will be created. Now, I'm erasing this one. So what does it do? It will create one object. So S1 object is created. Next, copy of memory create. Next, which contain one copy, that is the college name. So before calling this method, what is the college name? JNTU. Okay. So college name is the copy is created. College name copy is created. This is JNTU. This one is completed. And the object is created. Next, what I am doing? I am going to call set details method. Then what happened? It asks me rule number. So rule number equal to 1. Next, name equal to Raju. And the contact number equal to some number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that I have given. Next, what I am printing? Set details I am printing. Get details. So while I am printing get details, am I asking to print college name or not? So did you modify the college name from JNTU to JNTU Hyderabad? You did not. When it will be modified? When you call this method. So I did not modify this common copy. So when I print this one, I can see college name as JNTU. Next, what can I do? I am going to modify the class level data. How I am modifying? By using class name followed by this method name I have. When you call this one, what happened? This college name changed from JNTU Hyderabad, JNTU to JNTU Hyderabad. So this copy is deleted and new name is copied at here. JNTU Hyderabad. Okay. Next, again what I am doing? I am going to call these details. So when I print the details, again, what can I see? In this place, what can I see? College name as JNTU Hyderabad. So now we will see this output, whether it is printing one time as JNTU and another time as JNTU Hyderabad. When I run this one, yes, it is asking me the details. So observe here carefully. Now I am going to initialize these things. One, name of the student is Raju. Next contact number is something. When I hit enter, so first you can see JNTU. Next again, what happened? Okay, sorry. While writing this one, you need to write cls.college. So when I run this one, Raju, this one I have written. Yes. So is it modified from JNTU to JNTU Hyderabad? Yes. So small thing I did not write. What is that? So before this class level data, you need to write the CLS keyword. The CLS is nothing but class level. So I have forgotten to write this one. But did you understand the purpose of this one? Yes. So here you have to raise one question. Sir, what happens when I try to access this rule number? Then immediately it will give you an error. Self.rule number I am writing. Wantedly, I am testing whether it is working or not. So I will take the details and I am going to run this one. So it is asking me rule number 1, name something Raju I have given, contact number some number I have given. Then can you see error? Name self is not defined. In which line? 11th line. So where is 11th line? Yes. Can you see 11th line self is given error? Yes. Sir, self is available at this place. Okay, how it works? Please could you change the self to CLS? Yes, I will show this one also. CLS I am writing. Is it class level variable? No. Again, I am running this one. 1, Raju, some number I have given. Again, it has given. Is the student has no attribute rule number? Is the student class has been rule number? No. So what does this class level method do? This class level methods we are using for either updating the class level data or to accessing the class level data. We will use this one, but it never access instance level data. Is this clear? Right. Next one, the last method, that one is the static method. So what is static method? It is very simple. The static method is the utility methods. This one is utility method. This is also does not belonging to the class level, does not belonging to the instance level, object level. This static data generally we are using for performing some basic operations. Okay, some basic operations. So let us know what are they. So here, along with this, I am going to give the some. I want to find some operations like square of a number or cube of a number inside your class. Then you need to go for one method. So which method? It is static method. How can you get static method? So same def. So you will take this as some square. So square is nothing but it want to find the given value square. Next, simply I am printing x into x. So I am going to give argument. Here, when it is static method, you won't write any keyword. You won't write self or you won't write CLS like this. You can pass the required argument x, that x is going to be calculated at here. And this one, again, you need to mention one annotation at this place like static method. When you write static method, which behaves like a static method, otherwise it will give you an error. Now, what I'm doing, how can I access this one? You can access using the object or you can access using the method also. So let us go for this one. So student S1 dot square 10 I have given. So can you see 100? Is it printed 100 or not? Yes. So to perform basic operations or utility related functions, you can go for this. So I won't write this one. Let me know what happens. What happens? So square is takes one positional argument, but two were given. So did you get error? What does it mean? So here, this S1 will be go and copies to this X and you are giving 10. Okay, but do you have another argument? No. But when I make this one as a static method, did you get that error? We won't get such kind of error. Did you get error? No. So is this clear? Class methods, static methods, instance method, local variable, instance variable, static variable. So in coming class, we will go for constructors. Why do we use constructors? Next, we will go for another inheritance concept, another OOPS concepts. Okay, guys, we'll meet again in next class. Bye.